I wanted to go over this thread when it first went up 25 days ago, because when it went up, it quickly got almost 2,000 upvotes. This is in response to Prince of Macedon, who is probably one of the very first YouTubers to ever upload Total War videos, and he did it by starting out with a lot of the boxes ticked. So he had a pretty good format and got everything right, and really kick-started Total War on social media, on the internet. Because before him, and before the small group of people that he was part of, the only popular culture mainstream of Total War was Rome 1 with Time Commanders, and I think the Americans had their own TV series. So you never had any representation anywhere of Total War. Like, you never had any of these marketing teams that now exist to find ways to extract money out of people. You had YouTubers that appeared in the right place at the right time, and it was all on them. It was completely up to YouTubers to bring Total War to a mainstream audience, and they were so successful at it that Creative Assembly now has an actually substantial team of people working together to try and extract as much money out of this avenue as possible, because it's lucrative. So he was there, and he was one of the first, and I'm quite sure that even if there were people that came before him and uploaded the occasional Rome Total War multiplayer video, he was the first one to really have a good mic, articulate properly, play, talk while playing, and about how he played, and just get it all right. And that's how he amassed hundreds of thousands of subscribers before anyone else had any size whatsoever. So you have to give it to him and acknowledge what he did and what he is. Anyone that tries to avoid doing that or ignores doing that is really suspect and dishonest. So let's have a look at this thread here. This is what he gets for that after like 12 or 13 years, because this was in 2008, 2009, 2010. And of course, everyone that came after, including me, definitely knew about him and the bar that he had set for YouTube videos, because that's what you're doing on YouTube. You're competing for attention. That's what the algorithm is. That's why you see people behaving in really cringy and abject and dejected ways with cum-face thumbnails and top 5 dicks I want to suck videos that just cheat the algorithm. All this stuff, it's all because people are trying to compete with each other and using whatever edge they can get. So everyone knew about Prince of Macedon back in 2008, 2009, 2010, and even in 2012 when I started on YouTube. Everyone still knows who he is, even people that start with Warhammer, which is cringe, let's be honest. If you don't even know about Total War until fucking Warhammer, then that's just cringe. But as you'll see, that's the situation here with all of these people. So Prince of Macedon has been ditched because he doesn't have any utility when it comes to marketing Warhammer, and that's what the entire Creative Assembly PR team is designed for. Marketing Warhammer, that's their job, that's their purpose. If you can't assist with that, you are a third wheel, and they will find an excuse to cut you out, or in my case, actually slander you and try and destroy your reputation, defame you. So Prince of Macedon was cut out.
Hey guys, Prince of Macedon here, and as you
So
guys see from
he was cut out without any real explanation or honesty or consistency from Creative Assembly and their marketing people. Officially, Creative Assembly has cut off their ties with my Total War channel 20th of July, so that's just over a month ago, 5 weeks ago. And this thread went up on the 2nd of August, so nearly 2 weeks later, we got this thread. And he got a lot of support in here. Like, see, when his video first went up, everyone that knows who he is gave him support and encouragement. But when you go to most recent comments, you still get the occasional decent one. Actually, this is quite good. Consecutive good comments. But you get quite a lot of cretins. Warhaemorrhoid fanboys. Holy shit, Warhaemorrhoid. Oh, fuck. You dug your own hole here. No one else to blame. If you're really so set on the historical content, then you should at least be playing Attila, Rome 2, Thrones Britannia 3K. You dug your own hole here. My god, there's no treatment so abject that you won't have Warhammer fanboys come along and say you fucking deserve it. See that shit you're getting? You deserve it. You deserve every bit of it, you piece of shit. Fuck you. Oh my god, fanboys. The cheek of this guy, Prince of Macedon, to not care about Warhammer. What a disgusting thing to be not a fan of Warhammer. Disgusting. These new games are garbage anyway. They barely even listen to what the historical fans want with this new leadership. This new leadership ain't it, bro. This is good, actually. He's got some decent comments. Why continue the partnership just because you're a long-time content creator? Relationships tend to end when each side wants something completely different. It also seems like you let the relationship deteriorate and weren't willing to play the game. Maybe it's time to find a new developer to make content for. But the thing is, they don't want a situation where YouTubers are pointing out how ruthless and heartless they are, where it's just a completely financially convenient decision, and where it's so obvious that they have no respect or hope whatsoever for any Total War that isn't Warhammer. I already pointed this out with Melkor when he was cut out. He was fucking cut out even though he was nice to them, always nice to them, and made an effort to do whatever they wanted. And that was demonstrated by the fact that they did a complete 180 and got him back into the fold when the remaster of Rome Total War was announced. So they cut him out, they made a really impulsive decision, cut him out, and then when it became public knowledge that Rome Remastered was coming, they brought him back in. And I've read a lot of comments that say that was really manipulative and shitty to do that they knew they were going to announce Rome Remastered and they were doing that just to manipulate him. Whiplash. Just jerking him around. It's really shitty to do that. And this is important to note as well. So Prince of Macedon has been covering your Total War games. So what happens is the games come out, he uploads videos where he covers them and probably is quite honest about what he thinks about them, which is that they're not as good as the older Total War games. And then they don't like that. They don't like it when you are not just approving uncritically of new Total War games. That they notice and they take it personally. They're extremely petty, really, really fucking petty. So he played their new games consistently, frequently, and this started happening for him in 2016. I never criticised them until 3 years after they first come out the programme. Remember that the reason for my first cut was an employee apparently deleted his email from the mailing list by accident. So this is true. They said to him, he says that they said that they accidentally removed him from the mailing list. They did it by accident. They started saying weird things like, I've heard this before from other YouTubers that don't even do Total War, but they would just say, oh, you ended up in our spam folder, whoops. It's just an old fucking cliche, an excuse. So let's get back to this thread and read this. So that's what the situation was. They cut him out and tried to do it really discreetly, and then he didn't let himself just fade away quietly. He didn't just go quietly, so he started reaching out, raised a bit of a fuss about it to them, and then eventually they got him back in, and then he didn't upload new Total War games frequently enough and enthusiastically enough, and part of that was that they put him in a lower tier that didn't have actual early access. They were trying to do the carrot and stick thing of giving him the game for free but not giving him early access. See how they have these tiers? Like they try and it's pure manipulation. It's like you're part of the in-group, you get it earliest if you're nice to us and we'll be nice to you. It's so fucking skeevy. It really is really, really skeevy. So if you play ball and do everything right, they'll give you super duper early access, but if they're unsure about you, they'll give you either slightly early access or merely give you the game for free, which is worthless to them. A fucking Steam key, whoop-de-doo. Unpopular opinion maybe, but CE is completely justified in cutting ties with Prince of Macedon. To start, I love Prince of Macedon. Look at this. Oh my god, yeah, of course you're going to say that. His channel introduced me to Total War, my love of ancient history in general, and probably influenced my decision to major in history in college. That said, the guy has no right to be part of a CA in 2021. How does CA need to defend themselves when they have this army of sycophants on the shithole subreddit that just do all the work for them? This guy is just a random fuck. He isn't getting paid to do this. He just does it of his own volition. He takes it upon himself to do this. Why does he do it? I don't know, like, karma? Is that the motivation here? This is the thing. You're pandering to upvotes and you'll post... There's some people out there that are just karma whores that will say whatever they think will get upvotes, and that means that the shittier and worse the community is, the worse the fucking posts are going to be that get upvotes, because panderers are going to find ways to exploit them for karma, and everyone gets what they want. Karma whores get loads of upvotes, and the subreddit gets loads of cringe shit posts from these fucking ghostwriters. In case you weren't aware of the situation, you can watch his explanation, and honestly it's tough to watch, because he and everyone in the comments just come off as absolutely tone deaf. Yeah, because you're so in the loop, like you're way above us, like you're reading between the lines, you're so on the ball over there. Oh man, like you really understand how businesses work and how people make decisions. Jesus, you're a fucking entrepreneur over there. We need to just listen to you and catch up. So let's do that. The guy's upset because he's been denied early or free access to Total War games, yet all he ever plays is Rome 1, and he openly and repeatedly calls every game starting with Shogun 2 crap. He says that in this video. Yeah, it's true. I think I remember he said that the newer Total War games are just not very good, which is honest. He's being honest and saying what's true. He is saying what is apparently true, which you have a responsibility to do as a person with integrity and that has virtue of character. You have an epistemic responsibility to uphold the truth and speak forthrightly and clearly and not be deceptive and dishonest. And that's not a virtue around here. Do you see how this shit is? Like, he has no right to be partnered with CA in 2021, and then he's being castigated for saying that modern Total War games are bad, which is tantamount to just being honest. It's what we all do now. Everyone finally fucking admits it. People are starting to just acknowledge it. Even Mr. Smart Donkey, who was shilling for Three Kingdoms, admits the battles are fucking worse than Shogun 2 from 10 years ago. We all think it. We all know it's true and can prove it. I've done a better job of most people, well, better job than anyone, of articulating it in video form in ways that are coherent and communicate it effectively so that it can be conceived of by other people. But everyone fucking knows it. Everyone knows it. Some people say it. Almost nobody says it convincingly. But everyone fucking knows it. He's had nothing good to say about CA or the Total War franchise in over a decade, yet has the gall to act like it's unfair for them to not give him free shit. It isn't fair though. I mean, how can it be fair for CA to give out access to people that are uncritical and don't scrutinise, but withhold access to the people that have an eye for good gameplay and good games, and that actually give a shit about getting games that are worth a damn? See how this is just completely backwards? See this tone deaf shit they set up here? See how it's like an upside down world where fucking black is white, left is right, up is down, right is wrong. It's just fucking backwards. These are the mental contortions that you need to enact in order to exist in this fucking place and be gaslit and engage in this fucking madness of crowds, self-delusion bullshit. All in all, he's coming across as someone who feels entitled to free things from a franchise he hasn't supported in years. Oh my god. Oh my god. I could like take a really hard line here and say something really really hyperbolic, like this entire scene exists in the way it does because of the butterfly effect that went forth from him kicking everything off with actually successful Total War videos on YouTube, but I won't do that. And he especially comes off as jealous and toxic. Look at this, jealous and toxic. Look at this. How the fuck do you reconcile this I love Prince of Macedon. And then, jealous and toxic. Jealous? You love someone that's jealous? What are you? Fucking bipolar? What the fuck? What is wrong with you? Jesus, this Jekyll and Hyde bullshit. Ugh. Toward the new generation of Total War YouTubers who are getting access to things he wants, even though he puts in no effort to stay relevant. Stay relevant? Oh my god. That's not relevant. You're irrelevant. You're not relevant. He's so irrelevant. Relevant? Oh my god. I hate when this term of relevancy or irrelevancy is applied to people like this. Oh my god. It's like high school shit. Fucking Mean Girls. That's what I said about the attention economy. It's like... It's extremely reductionist. It just reduces people to their capacity to grab attention. Who gives a fuck about your conception of relevancy? You're fucking irrelevant. Your shitty post is all that you'll ever amount to. I mean, it's the only way that I came across you. You're fucking irrelevant. He acts like just because he used to be at the top, he should be given a free ride. Well, he obviously should, because he's now come out and CA look bad and completely tone deaf because they can't realise that shitting on the person that has such an influence, and that, like, he even said here, probably influenced my decision to major in history in college, and he isn't entitled to being given free games along with everyone else. And this is the thing, they'll give free games to people with fucking 200 subscribers that send an email asking to be included. If you demonstrate any amount of brown-nosing or willingness to crawl up corporate ass, you're going to get free games. CA is not obligated to support someone who does nothing for them anymore. Does nothing for them anymore? What about the shareholders that did nothing but buy shares or buy ETFs that have Sega stock 10 years ago that still drive the decision making of Creative Assembly and Sega to this day? They do nothing for CA anymore. Why the fuck do they have a say in the direction the games take? Why do they have way more influence on the direction of Total War than people that actually care about the franchise and want good games? In fact, Prince has become actively detrimental to the Total War brand. Fuck you. Fuck your brand. He had and still has a huge following, and just by browsing his comment sections you can see how many people have bought into the Total War's last good game was Medieval 2 bandwagon, probably from watching his channel and hearing him say it all the time. Oh, there's way more than him at this point. I hate to break it to you, but there's way more than Prince of Macedon saying that the last good Total War game was X years ago. So yeah, thank God for his channel and what it did for the Total War community back in the pre-show going to Rome 2 days, but CA is a company, not your friend. Oh, it's a company, not your friend. Alright, well thanks for the update. Thanks for the update. I really was under the impression that Creative Assembly was your buddy that you were white knighting for up until this point, so it's good to be reassured that you're not operating under any illusions. It must just be down to the karma whoring that you're going for then. That must be the sole reason. I thought you were friends with someone on the mod team or something, or some PR person. I don't know, maybe you lost a bet or owed them a favour or something, but apparently not. And they have zero obligation to continue partnering with people who do nothing but criticise them and play a nearly 20-year-old game. See how phony this is? Do you see how the passive aggression comes through? They start out with, I love Prince of Macedon, and influenced my decision to major in history in college, and then it turns into, do nothing but criticise them and play a nearly 20-year-old game. Holy shit. And then he comes back and edits it. We'll just look at this right now. Wow, did not expect this to blow up the way it did. Okay, lol, a lot of you have never heard of Prince of Macedon. Yeah. He peaked back around Rome 2, so I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. I guess I just assumed he'd maintained a higher following than he has. Well, he has, it's just you're on the shithole subreddit, which is not a Total War subreddit. This is a Warhammer fanboy subreddit or a Warhaemorrhoid fanboy subreddit, that's where you are. You don't even know where you are, bro, and you're trying to expound and explain shit to us. I still see Heir of Carthage's name around here occasionally, and they came up around the same time. No, Prince of Macedon was years before Heir of Carthage. I mean, Prince of Macedon achieved enough prominence for Heir of Carthage to just take the format of his name and substitute in new nouns. Heir of Carthage, Prince of Macedon. Should have noticed that. A lot of us noticed that. You also had other people that did the same thing. You even had a guy that named himself after the Prince of Macedon's horse. No, not horse. His best friend, Hephaestion. So you had YouTubers that were basically just trying to pay tribute to Prince of Macedon with the way they named their YouTube channels. Or the other one, what's the other one? Warrior of Sparta. Yeah, X of Y, Prince of Macedon. Warrior of Sparta, Heir of Carthage. Loads of people even started YouTube channels just to ape the guy's name format. So that says all. Years before. I think the only guy that I can name that actually came up around the same time as Prince of Macedon is someone that Prince of Macedon cites himself. Clooney the Scourge, I think. That's the only one. I think he might have even been just before Prince of Macedon, but Prince of Macedon was way bigger, way faster. To everyone calling me a CA shell or accusing me of saying you aren't allowed to criticise games companies, that's absolutely not what I'm saying here. Criticism is a good thing. Doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like you approve of criticism whatsoever. So far, you have tried to write them off by saying do nothing but criticise them. See, if you thought criticism was a good thing, then someone that does nothing but criticise would not be doing anything inherently wrong, because you've already admitted criticism is a good thing. Do nothing but criticise them. Do nothing but a good thing. So you're contradicting yourself completely. And also, play a nearly 20-year-old game and should not be silenced. Well, they couldn't silence them. They don't have the power to be able to silence people. They don't have any legal basis to silence people, silence critics. And if they did, it would be the biggest mistake they ever made. That would be the end of Creative Assembly if they actually tried to silence critics and did it in a way that was so transparently obvious that even the shitters on this shithole subreddit were unable to deny it. A good gaming company will embrace criticism to fix problems and improve in the future. Correct, that's what they will do, and I've had experience with good game companies that embrace criticism to fix problems and improve in the future. I've had direct experience with that. I know it when I see it. Creative Assembly is not that. They don't give a shit. They do not give a shit. The difference is that Prince of Macedon isn't providing constructive criticism. What do you know about constructive criticism? What he's doing is more akin to slander. I love Prince of Macedon. I love someone that slanders. He doesn't play the games yet, calls them all trash, and has convinced his fans to think the same way. So he's now insulted people that watch his videos in addition to insulting him. Of course, a company is going to drop someone who's actively hurting their brand with bad faith reviews. I love Prince of Macedon. I love someone that does bad faith reviews. I notice he's made no attempt to substantiate this bad faith accusation. None whatsoever. I can understand Prince of Macedon perfectly well when he reviews a modern Total War game and says it's not very good and that he prefers the older games. It's very easy to understand the objections. Alright, let's look through the comments now. It's a bit cruel, but ultimately what I think it comes down to, he ain't providing value to CA. Yeah, it's cruel, it's ruthless, exactly, this is correct. So top comment, first sentence is correct. He ain't providing value to CA. Well, see if CA actually had good motivations and were thinking long term and cared about making good games, people like Prince of Macedon would be a boon to them. Critics are your most valuable asset. I've been solicited for for lists of problems that can be used to improve games for people like me that care about gameplay on YouTube. I have been asked, they've actually reached out and asked me to provide what Prince of Macedon is doing for free, and I've turned it down. There have been times where I've just not been willing to put in the time and the effort to curate the problems of games and distill it down into a small list that can be used by developers to improve games. I've done that. Prince of Macedon has been doing it for free. YouTubers do it for free, and they don't have any gratitude whatsoever. CE isn't making money on games that are 20 years old. Alright, and this is where it gets weird. They just made fucking Rome Remastered. That is right up Prince of Macedon's alley. Prince of Macedon is exactly who they should want at the moment. Who the fuck is in a better place to market a good Rome Total War reiteration? It's Rome Total War done again with a remaster. What the fuck is going on in this fucking community? How do people miss this shit? I need to explain this. I'm not for corporate kissing up, but even with criticism, you can provide value in advertising if you're still playing the new titles that are selling well. He was willing to cover Rome Remastered, but they didn't give him early access along with everyone else. If you listen to his fucking video, he explains that he was given the game way too late. Other people had already made videos of Rome Remastered, and then he was given a key afterwards. He was fucking willing to do it. He was willing to cover Rome Remastered. This is something that he arguably had waited fucking 20 years for. Like, that's what the guy up here says. Nearly 20-year-old game. The nearly 20-year-old game just launched again, just came out again, and he was willing to cover it again. How do people not get this? What? When the remaster was coming out, and even when it was released, he was saying in the comments of videos that CA refused to give him access. The guy doesn't have his own story straight. They gave him a key after the game launched, or many weeks after the game had already been circulating through the blue chip early accessors. So he had been given a big fuck you, and they were giving it to him late. He was being given crumbs. It's so easy to understand this. He fucking explained it. He also says in the video that he meets all of CA's requirements for the top tier, but one of those requirements is an interest in your titles, which he clearly doesn't have. They fucking just did Rome Remastered. They got Melkor back involved. They cut him out and then brought him back in and gave him pole position for market in Rome Remastered. He was fucking uploading 2 videos every day for like a month, getting thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views, and he's tiny compared to Prince of Macedon. He's been around in the blink of an eye compared to Prince of Macedon, and he was getting early access, the earliest access. He fucking broke news of the game. He announced the fucking game for them. So he wants the big boy access but isn't eligible and won't play anything unless he gets it first. Well, of course, why the fuck would you be willing to accept crumbs? It's disrespectful when you're going to just take it and not have any objections. What the fuck? Why the fuck does CA get to object to being scrutinised and critiqued, but he doesn't get to object to being tossed a fucking crumb? What the fuck? The double standards. Why do people just take the side of corporations? What the fuck is wrong with people's psychology? What is the motivation to do this? Wait, he says that he refused to play it because he didn't get it before every other influencer type. Yeesh, that's conceited. Oh my god, the Mean Girls words again. Conceited. Granted, modern media has made it clear that it isn't that uncommon, but still. Are you serious? He whined about not getting access first? Who does he think he is? Just for the first minute or so of the linked video, it seems like he thinks that he is the most important Total War YouTuber because he was the first and at some point the biggest Total War YouTuber. It matters. If you're the first to do something, it fucking matters. That's a big deal. If you're the first person to do something, that matters a lot. Anyone can come along and just copy something that you've already done. I've had people just re-upload my fucking Dishonored videos, for fuck's sake. These are videos that I would plan out and execute with perfection, with extreme ambition. I would spend a week on a minute-long video, and then assholes would come along and just fucking re-upload the video. And I've also got friends that did videos of the same type, and people would just copy their moves. They would route out the map, and they would plan out the choreography, and people would just come along and steal their ideas and redo it and upload it and expect to get appreciation and acknowledgement, even though they didn't do any work. It's like what do you call it? It's like using tracing paper or doing a paint by number, I think you call it. Someone's already done all the work and all of the creativity and ingenuity, and then people can just come along and copy it and expect to get credit for it. And even worse, people can just write off your contribution and what you actually did and what you stand for. Fuck's sake. I've been involved with the community for a long time. Prince of Macedon was among the very first Total War YouTubers on Rome 1 Video 2, but he got eclipsed pretty early on by Air Carthage, Pixelated Apollo. No, what the fuck? Pixelated Apollo didn't come along until like 2014. Jackiefish, as well as Milk and Cookies, Legend, a few others. Legend of Total War came along 2012. He came along the same year as me, just a few months later. Milk and Cookies, though, I think, he was really early. He actually was really early. He started uploading, I think, when Shogun 2 just came out. Then there was a sort of generational shift after Attila into Warhammer, where many of those historical YouTubers fell off, and the new guys like Turin and a bunch of other faces have been dominating. Airm and M&C are honestly the only ones who have kept most up to date from the early days. Yeah, see, there's been so much dropping off. He never even tried to stay relevant. Ugh. Oh my god. I get that there's a crop of historical OGs who didn't or couldn't make the jump to fantasy, and on some level I respect that. I mean, history is why I started playing. On the other hand, from a YouTube business standpoint, you're just cutting off your own legs. You're just cutting your own legs off, and it's silly to expect CA to give a shit about you if you want to live in the past, especially now that they're obviously leaning into fantasy. Well, they have to give a shit. They have to give a shit now because they look really bad. There's a thread on here, poorly written, that has 2,000 upvotes, and it has people arguing about the fact that CA are just ruthless and corporate, which is happening quite a lot recently. They just culled Three Kingdoms. Warhammer is likely going to be really mediocre and rushed and a failure. Rome Remastered was a really bad cash grab, so it's stacking up and adding up. They're looking really bad, and the more stuff like this happens, the worse for them. So of course they care about it. They have to care. That's what happens when you upload a video actually explaining what they did and the problems with it. They're compelled to care. They regret cutting them out. All they fucking had to do was give them early access at the same time as everyone else. That's all they fucking had to do. But now they look like pricks. Just like when I started uploading critique videos, all they had to do was nothing. They didn't have to do anything. But ideally they would have acknowledged it and said, we take your points, you have some good points here, we're going to forward this to the development team and see what they think and maybe use it to improve the game. Nope, nothing remotely fucking like that. Nothing like it. Legend's a perfect example. When Total War Warhammer first came out, he was a history grognard. He's made videos seething about magic ruining the game, but he saw where the wind was blowing and corrected. Well, he admits that he's given up. He's fucking given up. He still believes everything he said back then. He's just given up. It's his job now. That's the situation. See how slanted this is? Prince of Macedon is standing by his principles and holding the line of good games and what he cares about. And then Legend is being held up here as something to aspire to. Like, it's like a paragon when he himself admits that he just fucking gave up. He gave up. So someone's being lauded for having given up. It's like the guys doing 70-part Let's Plays in 21. Fine for a hobby to archive footage, don't expect to run a business doing it. I can't play Fantasy Total War, but I don't think they're bad. It simply isn't my cup of tea. I played Divide Empira, and there's plenty of content there for me until next Historical Total War comes out. Oh man, got bad news for you. I watched Legend's first ever Total Warhammer video recently, and he's all, who wants to play a fucking rat? Legend didn't see which way the wind was blowing, he just learned to like Warhammer. Well, it's his job. It doesn't even matter if he likes it. It doesn't matter at all. It's his fucking job. Fuck's sake. Now they're just shitting on Legend of Total War now. Oh man, look at a lot of drama here. And I fucking hate this subreddit. So as Legend Total War said, when I was getting fucking slandered on here and lied about, he fucking hates this subreddit, or he fucking hated the subreddit. I fucking hate this subreddit. It's a shithole with fucking cretins. I fucking hate this place. I fucking hate the people on here. Someone lied about me, just made something up, and that's remarkable. I should actually bring that up right now. Yeah, so here's the comment. Look at this. 1,100 fucking upvotes. This guy once told me on YouTube comments in 2010 that Shogun 2 was bad because only European history was interesting. So glad he's banned. My first Total War video I ever uploaded was in 2012. In 2010, the only videos on my channel were of fucking FIFA and Modern Warfare 2. There wasn't a whiff of Total War anywhere near me on the internet until 2012, mid-2012. This guy is fucking lying blatantly, and it gets 1,100 upvotes. This subreddit is fucking cancer. Fucking AIDS shithole subreddit. Fucking garbage shithole of fucking cretins. Fucking hate this subreddit. Fucking losers. And on top of that, they were flagging my channel and trying to get my YouTube channel terminated. Fuck these people. Fucking scumfucks. Fucking wimpy scumbag dipshits. Fucking hate them. And this is the great thing. A subreddit full of people as fucking scummy and shitty and dishonest and underhanded and cunty as these are thinking they can take shits on people that actually have something to show for themselves, that are actually worth a damn in any way whatsoever. Because remember, this entire subreddit is packed full of Warhammer fanboys who are just fucking teenage incel spergy virgin dipshits, which is the fucking like the bottom of the fucking barrel. Like, these are the people that have fucking $2,000 of figurines that they paid for with daddy's credit card. That's who packs this fucking place. This is why they simp for any community manager that isn't a fucking man. Any attention, any interaction that they can get with a fucking female, and they're all over that shit, and just in Creative Assembly know it. This is why they have female community managers, and that's probably why they're going to replace the one that just went out with another one, because it fucking makes them millions to have a female community manager on here doling out little crumbs to people, just little attention crumbs. Every time someone has their shit acknowledged on here by a female community manager, they throw another $500 or $1,000 into fucking Warhammer miniatures or Warhammer DLCs. Fuck this place. Dude has been shitting on the franchise for years. He has no right to complain that he doesn't want to essentially pay him in merchandise to shit on them. And this is another no right to complain. Look at this. You have no right to complain about his complaining, because who the fuck are you? And they don't pay him in merchandise. What merchandise? It's a Steam key. It costs nothing for them to fucking print it into the digital ether. What the fuck? They're infinitely reproducible. It costs nothing. Merchandise is physical. It's not merchandise. It's retailable, distributable media, which is fucking free to duplicate. Ugh. Why the fuck would a company effectively pay money to have someone shit on their products? Well, maybe because now there's a video that has 27,000 views, that has a like to dislike ratio of 7:1, that makes Creative Assembly look like fucking amateurs, like they don't even know the history of their own franchise and where they came from. See all of the people, right, this is the one takeaway from this video. If you're going to take anything away from this video, take away this. The people that turned down Prince of Macedon for a Steam key early for Rome Remastered, their jobs only exist because this guy came along and showed that it was possible to make money and interest, to generate interest in this way. They owe their jobs to him. If he didn't come along and expedite YouTube Total War by probably years with how he had the format right from the start, their post would not exist. They would serve no purpose. They would have some other fucking job. There are content creators like Legends and even ZP. Who the fuck is ZP? What the fuck? Who make a career out of a derogatory tone, but they know how to keep themselves relevant and keep new things coming out. What the fuck? Oh my god, and look at this. See this shit? It's part of growing up. Oh my god, imagine reading this. Imagine this is about you, right? So, imagine you're him, Legend, and you come to this thread, and you see someone say, toned down, matured, and changed direction, and then someone says it's part of growing up. Like, oh my god. It's... How fucking patronising and condescending is it that random people can describe you as having grown up? What the fuck? How would you even know that? It's his fucking job now. That's what determines his actions. If it lets him continue his job. Ideally, he gets to keep doing what he's doing right now for another 4 or 5 years, and he pockets another $500,000 and gets to retire at the age of like 35 or something. That's his only motivation at the moment. Fuck's sake, people are just fucking stupid around here. Jesus Christ. It's his fucking job. If you can't acknowledge that, you can't understand any of his motivations or actions. What the fuck? Fucking wake up. Like, you're living in a fucking fantasy world. Jesus Christ. Posting on this thread of all places talking about YouTubers and their motivations and actions and how they get treated, and you can't understand basic shit like someone taking measures to preserve their livelihood. What the fuck? Ugh, fucking cringe place. Funniest part is that he justified not playing Shogun 2 because it runs terribly and looks bad, when his own computer, which he adamantly refused to upgrade, could not run it properly. He cannot even stop shitting on CA when obviously it's his fault. The games can't be played on his freaking accusatory mechanism. This guy is an absolute fucking weasel. I recognise this name, Cranky Squirrel. He has no life. He sits on this subreddit. There's probably like 20 people like him that just have absolutely no life. You would be forgiven for assuming that this guy is actually being paid to do this. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him, but let's see if we can find it. Yeah, look at this, look at this, he's here, and he's got 18 times the more of whatever the fuck this bullshit is than anyone else. He's responsible, it looks like, for 2/3 of whatever the fuck this shit is, all by himself, and he just fucking, he slanders people, lies about them, makes shit up. God damn it, I would hate to be the people that are on this thread and on this subreddit. I would absolutely fucking hate myself if I was like that. And then I come up, look, finally they bring me up. This is part of why I decided to come on here and read this fucking thread. I'm finally being brought up. Lol, like the title suggests, I wasn't sure if this was really an unpopular opinion because I've literally just found out about this after watching Prince's video about it. But I browsed YouTube a bit for other coverage of him being dropped and couldn't find a single comment that called him out on being the party at fault. He just used to be such a huge deal in the totalwar community, but I can't stand with him on this one. It's a really bad look. Oh my god, I hate this phrase as well. A bad look. Bad look. Oh, fucking hell, I hate these terms. That's kind of just cemented him as a has-been. I love Prince of Macedon. I love has-beens. I love has-beens. I love a has-been. According to the last round of posts on this, most people get it. Almost everyone else thinks Volland is the voice of the community and he should still have his partnership too. And then the guy that made the fucking thread says, oh god, I hate Volland, such a prick. And this is the thing, they have no fucking dirt on me. They have nothing. All they know about me is that I don't give a shit about Warhammer and that slander threads have been greenlit in the past. That's all they know about me. They know fucking nothing. They don't know anything about me. They don't know my history. They don't know where I came from. They don't know what I've done. They know nothing. These are just fucking loser wimps that they don't even have dirt. They can't think of anything. Like, come on, just hit me with something. Anything. Hit me with something real. Give me just fling something at me. Fuck's sake. It's like, you don't have anything. At least assail me with something, for fuck's sake. Stop just whinging, just crying, just impotently expressing discontent. Fuck's sake, you have nothing. I can at least shit on you on the basis of your pathetic behaviour on this thread. You have fucking nothing on me. Jesus Christ, they never have anything, never. Man, stumbling upon some of his videos and seeing how vitriolic, obnoxious they were when I first started getting into Total War almost pushed me away engaging with the community entirely. Dude has a lot of anger inside him. Hope he can find some peace. Fuck you. Fuck you. Hope you can find some peace. Fucking keep stalking me. Keep obsessing over me and what I do on the fucking internet. Someone that you have no idea about who he is. Fucking hell. He is the quit having fun meme. Actually, that's what modern Total War games are. They're not about fun, they're about money printing, so I'm the one that's advocating for fun, and I do that by describing what fun and good games actually look like and how they're made and what they involve, whereas this is just a complete dismissal that ignores that. So, completely backwards again. Who's Volant and what did he do? Why do people spell it wrong all the time? Fucking hell. Pretty much hated a great deal in new games. What particularly gave him a bad reputation though is he got nasty with personal attacks. No, it's actually because slander threads were greenlit by the CA community team and the mods that upheld it. Name sounded familiar. Voland also internet attacked a commenter who had some criticisms by digging into the guy's post history / personal issues. This never happened. That's a fabrication, complete fabrication. From what I understand, this led to CA cutting ties with him. No, that happened way before that. The decision was made days before, so it's actually precluded that this had anything to do with it. The wheels were already in motion, the decision had already been made. The thread was just there to make it easier on the PR situation. Just like they have a bad PR situation now with Prince of Macedon, they had a bad PR situation back then when they decided to, with complete lack of grace, remove early free access of games to someone that was critiquing them. It was an excuse that occurred after the fact. So you have everything wrong here, absolutely everything wrong. Man, there's a lot of toxic old school Total War players. This is the word, toxic. Like, see this fucking community? It's fucking AIDS. They lie and make shit up and fabricate and smear and slander. I can prove it. I can demonstrate all of that. All they have is fucking empty whinge words like toxic or prick. Like, they have nothing. They have fucking nothing. They have nothing on me. Nothing whatsoever. A lot of them live in an echo chamber that their communities have become. Volant himself deletes comments that call him out on misleading or inaccurate statements. Absolutely not. Like, I have a really relaxed policy. Almost everything, it's well known. See, if you know anything about me, if you've been around me for any length of time, you know that I like to leave people's comments up and take them on their merits and debunk them or push back with exactly what I get. Everyone fucking knows this. There's no one on the internet really that's more open to scrutiny than me and people like me that actually take people on in comments and engage them and argue with them, debate them 1-to-1 on the merits, let the truth come out, fall out of the argument. No one else really does that. Almost nobody does that. That's a really small segment of YouTubers that do that. So it's completely backwards. It's like the survivorship fallacy, survivorship bias. You see what I let stand, and I let almost everything stand. I even have people accuse me of deleting comments because they get fucking butthurt and forget how to leave comments that YouTube won't filter, and then their comment gets deleted, and then because they're so fucking flustered about how well I've just refuted their points, they will accuse me of deleting their fucking comments. It happened last night while I was fucking sleeping. It happened last night. Look at this. Look at this fucking idiot here. This guy accused me of deleting comments while I was sleeping. It's fucking 11:30 in the morning right now, and this guy accused me 7 hours ago at 4 in the morning of deleting comments. I went to sleep at 2 AM because I had just finished the qualifying stages of a tournament that I had played in for my Shogun 2 tournament. I went to sleep after I posted this, and then this guy fucking comments at 4 in the morning and accuses me of fucking deleting comments. Look at the state of this fucking idiot, and I end up calling him a fucking schizo weirdo. I woke up at 6 in the morning. I noticed this at 6 in the morning on my phone because I woke up because I was thirsty, and I called him a schizo weirdo and described how I went to sleep and woke up and noticed it and said he was schizospergin. This is what happens. Look, it'd be a really sad thing to see you be that fucking petty and delete comments. You could have done this without deleting my comments. It was fucking 4 in the morning, you fucking schizo. Jesus Christ. Kind of sad, really. Only shows you're no better than those you claim to fight against because I deleted comments while I was asleep. Fucking weirdos. Weird fucks. Oh my god, look at the state of this. See, this is where this comes from. People read that kind of bullshit and accuse me of deleting comments. And as you notice, he was accusing me of deleting comments even though I was fucking taking him on and debating with him on his bullshit and refuting him. So because I actually confront him on his bullshit, I am deleting comments. See how it's just a completely backwards world that you have to live in when you're around Total War? Hey, I just want to point out, this comment thread has been posted by the volumed ass-sucking shelves at Voldick subreddit. Kinda hilarious seeing the man-children support him, it's great. Alright, let's be honest. See, on my subreddit, we're all pretty much into our 20s. We all have degrees, we're all educated, we all can string together fucking coherent comments and discuss things in a way that actually is meaningful and understand concepts. But on here, just look at the state of the place. Look at the state of this fucking place. The quality of the comments, the caliber of the person is so fucking bad on this place. Because and remember, Total War started in 2000 with fucking history majors that noticed Shogun 1 and that were real-time tactics enthusiasts that came from Command & Conquer. And they had this really complex new real-time tactics game where you moved your units in 3D space that had hundreds of men in each unit, and where there was morale and flanking. It was such a new level, and it was all just like 20, 30-year-old, 40-year-old history majors, fucking Russians, Germans. Like these are all professional adults that are interested in this game, Shogun 1, and they've just been completely cast out and replaced with teenage fucking simps that crave attention from female community managers on this absolutely abominable shithole. And now they're shitting on Apollo as well. See this? See how they're all just... They're taking turns to just fucking impotently vent at people that haven't gotten on board with their fucking toy. We don't want to play with your fucking toy. We're not interested. So you have to malign us and castigate us. See how insecure they are? They're so fucking insecure. I get this, but at the same time, I think he brings up some excellent points about newer Total Wars, as well as being an incredible Shogun 2 player. Alright, so this guy is actually acknowledging me. I am being acknowledged for the first time. If he was less of an arrogant prick and chose not to viciously attack his critics, I think his sometimes correct points would be much better received. I don't care. I'm not motivated by being received better by scumbags. That is not a priority for me. That is not important. And also, he says that I'm an incredible Shogun 2 player, and he says that I make excellent points about newer Total Wars, and he's willing to do it on this shithole. So he's obviously toning this down to make it more receivable by the extremely hair-triggered spazies on the subreddit, and he still manages to say that I have excellent points and I'm an incredible Shogun 2 player. But then he completely fucks it up by accusing me of arrogance, which is something that, if I can back up what I am and what I say and what I claim about myself, it's precluded to be arrogant. Arrogance is an overestimation of your worth or ability, and everything I can possibly claim about myself, I can back up. And he already fucking acknowledged what I am and what I can do, and chose not to viciously attack his critics. Oh yeah, I apologise for retaliating when I get smeared with comments that are completely demonstrably false and get 1,000 upvotes, and when I demonstrably have false flagging campaigns to get my fucking channel terminated by the scumfucks on this subreddit. This subreddit that's ran by corrupt mods that immediately jump on and preserve smear slander campaigns right at the same time as a community team decides to cut me out because I've uploaded videos critiquing games that I, as you admit here, are flawed, because I can make excellent points about your Total War games being inferior. It's not adding up. Your narrative is unweaving like fuck. Chose not to viciously attack his critics. All I do is respond when people fucking shit on me and lie about me and smear me and slander me and come to me See these fucking threads on here that are like, this fucking idiot came to me, this guy came to me and was threatening me. I have no motivation to go out and seek out random fucking nobodies and do whatever the fuck I'm being accused of here. I get nothing out of doing that. I'm on this thread because I'm disgusted by it and because I have something against this subreddit now a year later because of what it did to me. I fucking hate this place. I think it's full of fucking losers. The quality conversation is garbage. The quality person is garbage. I hate this fucking place. I'm gonna hate it until it inevitably ends up getting banned from Reddit for violating rules. Because, of course, all of the mods here broke their own fucking rules to uphold all of this bullshit. His assholery and video game elitism distract from some good points. Yeah, I don't care. I do not care. I make my points. You either acknowledge that they're good or you don't, and you've acknowledged that they're good. That's all I care about. I make my points. That's all I can do. That's all I care about doing. Also, his political beliefs are fucking terrible. You don't know anything about my political beliefs. You haven't even said what they are here. And I guarantee you that you're mixing me up with someone else to leave this fucking comment. Because otherwise, you're a fucking right-wing dipshit, and fuck you, and I could not give a fuck about anything you say about me. Month-old account, he made the account just to fucking post this shit. Fuck him. Sock account, how much karma does he have? 12 upvotes. Sorry, let's have a look at this. Let's see what we're dealing with here. He's still posting. He is still posting. Alright, never mind. It's just a new account for some reason. Suspect as fuck. I mean, he hasn't really brought up any actual issues that aren't just opinions and aren't legendary, very hard, not balanced. Fuck you, dishonest fucking scumbag. Most of the stuff he says is akin to what OG Monster Hunter players complained about. Ignoring the fact that most of that was just tedium and easily... So this is just completely dishonest. Like, he demonstrates that he either doesn't understand actual merited critique, which a lot of people have proved. Like, see the fact that there's people out there that can restate my arguments and summarise all of my critiques in a few paragraphs, and it's completely damning, and everyone can come across those paragraphs and say, yes, you're completely correct about everything. This is a serious problem. That just proves that this guy is completely fucking full of shit. Completely full of shit. Dishonest fucking rat. That's all I can say about this. This comment is a fucking rodent-like, rat-like, scumfuck comment. This says way more about you than it ever could about me. And that's it. They've moved on from talking about me. Wait a minute. He doesn't mention volume. Kind of weird you mention a guy you claim you don't know about. Are people allowed to mention known assholes? Like, see these fucking ways they insult me, like, prick assholes. And then look at this. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's my first time acknowledging his existence outside of reading about him in news a while back and thinking he's a tool, but sure obsession. Covering your ears and screaming la la la, my favourite YouTuber did nothing wrong, and I think he's justified when he's a gigantic piece of shit. Gigantic piece of shit. Could you be any more breathy and histrionic and fucking butthurt? Holy shit, you have nothing on me. All you can do is be butthurt. It's like it's like when they say, did they say, I remember seeing it here, giant. Voland is somehow even more of a giant asshole. Giant asshole. It's like what a girl would say about a fucking guy that doesn't want to go out with her. What a giant asshole. Oh my god. Like, a girl wants to go on a date with a guy, right? And the guy blows her off and is rude about it. And she can't admit that she's upset that he doesn't want to date her. So she has nothing on him. She takes it personally as butthurt and insecure. And all she can say is, giant asshole. What a giant asshole that guy is. You have nothing... Bitch, you have fucking nothing on me. Fuck you. Look at it again. Look at the way these people insult. Grow some balls. Holy shit. No wonder Grace doesn't want to go out with any of you. Holy fuck. Who was a massive, massive asshole. It's not enough to just say massive asshole, which is fucking limp dicked enough. You have to say massive, massive asshole. My god, get some banter. Get some patter. Fuck's sake. Oh my god, see on the playground, you would be fucking, you would just be laughed at so much, like, oh my god, you would not fucking survive. Jesus Christ. Massive, massive asshole. Oh my god, do these people read their own shit? In my perfect world, companies couldn't give free shit to content creators. Yep, I am with you there. Ban this shit. This is fucking cancer. Ban it. Fuck it. Okay, I just watched this video and actually some of the things he mentions happening around 2015 with Warhammer are the same things Legend went through. CA started playing favourites and giving early access and earlier access to people they liked more. There we go. This guy's on the ball. There was a certain well-known employee who was responsible. I deleted reference to his name, but anyone who's been around knows who it was. In a recent livestream, Legend has also mentioned that at the time CA were more cliquey. You were either in their in-crowd or not, and if you weren't, you got shut out and left behind. Some of the same issues Macedon is going over in this video. Man, it's just... I'm not even going to read this stuff. Sometimes they have some of the comment right, and other times it's just fucking garbage. I feel as if CA has made more reasonable decisions when it comes to partners. Remember when Legend was going off the road a couple of years back and CA decided to not partner with him anymore? Somehow he managed to bounce back, clean up his community, and he's now one of my favourite Total War content creators because of it. It's about the only instance I know of a creator slowly descending into edgy territory who then, instead of burning out and being forgotten as a YouTuber who's unwilling to change, managed to end up being one of the most sympathetic content creators in a gaming community. It's very impressive that Legend was able to turn it around, and I'm glad CA acknowledged the change. Oh my god. Oh my god. People try and anthropomorphise and humanise and make things warm and fluffy and emotive, able to be felt. It's like they make it visceral when it's just a fucking ruthless decision on both sides. Guy notices he can get loads of views on Warhammer. CA notices that he gets loads of views on Warhammer. Both of them are motivated to just have him keep getting loads of views on Warhammer. They make an agreement. That's it. It's fucking cold and heartless and shitty. Wake up. Smarten the fuck up. Jesus Christ. Imagine a racist person getting his job back in today's world. Man. I can only laugh at this shit. Like, I can't really shit on him. I can't really. All I can do is observe. Really. Well, I'm not motivated to shit on him or defend him either way. Alright, well I think I've covered enough. We're just getting down to the comments for like 5 or 6 fucking upvotes at this point. So that had 500 comments, 2,000 upvotes, and over the course of these 500, 600 comments, they shat on me, Prince of Macedon, Pixelated Apollo, Legend of Total War, and fuck this place. This is a shithole subreddit, and I couldn't resist the opportunity to go over this absolute train wreck shithole thread for my amusement, for the amusement of other people that like to just laugh at how fucking debased and abject and just completely devoid of any integrity, honesty, insight, spinefulness that this subreddit just consistently manages to have a year later. I don't know if it's getting worse or getting better. I'm just... This fucking thread was an absolute train wreck, and fuck all the people that clicked on this bullshit and commented on it